Jake here for American Trucks, and in this video I'm taking a look at the Raxium Axial Series LED sequential switchback side mirror marker lamps with smoked lenses, fitting the 2011 to 2016 F250 and F350 Super Duty. Now, mirror lights are a boon for safety and visibility, but having those big amber lenses on your mirrors doesn't necessarily look all that great. So ditch your stock ones for these units from Raxium. These bring a nice upgrade to your lighting and add a stealthy look to your Super Duty by keeping the functionality of your mirror lights and helping them blend in with the rest of the trim on the truck. Plus, they feature some cool lighting and they're inexpensive, so it's a win all around. Replacing your mirror lights may seem like a small upgrade, but just swapping out your stock units for these can make a big visual difference. With the smoked lenses on the outside, these blend in perfectly with the trim if you've got black mirror caps especially, and they just blend right in, almost making the lights disappear when they're off. And if you're going for the blacked out or an overall just more stealthy look for your build, then these are going to bring that extra little detail that's needed to help pull the whole scheme together. But beauty is more than skin deep here. Inside, these feature switchback LED strips, 2 of them in fact, to give you a sharp, clean line of light all the way through the lens. So there's no single point of light like you get with a factory incandescent bulb, and the whole thing here gets lit up. Since these are LEDs, they're also gonna have a much longer lifespan than your factory incandescent bulbs, and they're gonna be brighter even with the smoked lenses, so they'll make a big impact on overall visibility. There's no way to miss these. Now, those LEDs also have a few other tricks up their sleeve, and one is that they are gonna light up a clean, bright white color as a running light. And of course, they're also gonna function as your turn signals, and those are sequential. And in my book, that just makes them all that much more cool. Construction for these guys is all OEM grade plastic for the housings, and the lenses are made from your industry standard polycarbonate. Now, the whole thing is sealed up nice against dirt and moisture, so they should last you a long time. Plus, you're not gonna have to worry about swapping out bulbs because these are LEDs again, so they should last a long time as well. And they really just look kind of like a factory part. Everything is nice and clean here, it's well put together, it feels good in your hand, so again, it's just gonna be that little added finishing detail that's gonna help bring your build together. Pricing though is probably the best part, as these are only gonna run you about $55 for the set. Now, I'd call that a pretty good value for something like this. Now, as always, I am a big fan of something that makes a functional and aesthetic improvement, especially when it's less than $100, and these definitely fit that bill. Installation gets a 1 out of 3 on our difficulty meter and should only take you about an hour to complete. Now, it's a pretty straightforward install, definitely something you can accomplish at home, and these come ready to plug and play, so you don't have to do any wiring on your truck. There is gonna be some disassembling of your mirrors though in order to get the old lights out and swap these in. And to show you what's involved, let's hand things over now to one of our AT customers.
Good afternoon, I'm going to show you today how to install the Axial side marker light LED upgrade for F250 Ford. This is a 2016 model, XL. I imagine most of the models are very similar, but yeah, we'll get started. So my Mitchell manual says to move the mirror all the way to the inside. That is it. And I don't know if you can see it or not. I have to move the camera for you. There's a little white tab in there that holds the light in place. So we need to get to that tab and push it in. I'm trying to attach the camera without breaking my plastic trim, but so I'm just using a long screwdriver. And we have, that wire is super tight. We have access to the lamps. Now, what I don't know is how much of this you can see. So let me move my camera over in some fashion. These are basically just, they're lamps. So I'm just going to undo the lamps. They're basically just those T194 bulbs. Top one's easy to get to. Bottom one's a little tougher because it's just not a whole lot of space to get your fingers in there. I'm going to retrieve a pair of needle nose to complete the task. So with my needle nose, I'm hoping to be able to latch onto this and just give it a little twist to loosen up that bulb. Yep. So there's the old one. And this is what it looks like. So I have the two bulbs, and that's the location where it goes. So let me look at the new one and see how the new one connects to these bulbs, and I'll get back with you. Okay, I've compared the two. So the top bulb is the turn signal. The bottom bulb is the running lights, parking lights. These basically just plug in to where the bulbs go. The blue black is the turn, and the red black is the parking light. So it's just a matter of getting the polarity correct, because again, these are LEDs, so they are polarity sensitive. The existing incandescent bulbs don't care about polarity, so when you plug it in, turn your lights on and make sure they work, so you know which way is positive and negative. If it doesn't work, just pull it out, flip it around, and you'll be good to go. Just keep doing that until you get them to work. So I'm going to go ahead and just remove these old incandescent marker lights. Everybody knows them as T194s. I think there's a new number for them. The white lights work, and the amber do not. And of course, now they're working. That's a little scary. Okay. Now again, let's try to see these. I'm going to put my mirror completely back so I see how much room I have. Quick, that's it. I think I'm going to hide my connectors down at the bottom. Trying to keep my wires from being pinched. Parking lights. Turn signal. And then after this is away, the parking lights come back on. Okay, on to the passenger side. Okay, similar to the driver's side of the white tab in here, we're going to push it as we push the light out. And the same situation, we will undo the T bulbs. There we go. Remove the T94s. Now I just had the parking lights on, so they're a little toasty. Look at the new light. Let's lock my door there. Remember to unlock it before I close it. Tab face this way. Pick the one that matches here. So this one is below the halfway mark. So they're different. The driver's side is up here. Well, they're both down here. But if you put it on the wrong side, try to plug it in, this will become in the wrong spot. So you'll see there is a difference. LED turn. I'm going to turn my turn signal on just to test as I go. In parking lot. Okay, this one says LED turn. Turn was black one, I believe. Hey, look at that. I got it right. First try. parking light. Look at that. Got lucky in that one. Didn't have to reverse for polarity. So that's turn signal. Let me turn the turn signals off and see if the marker lights come on. And the marker light's on. So, reassembling. Last one I put the live down at the bottom. I'm going to try to do that again. And there we go. Fairly straightforward installation. Just a screwdriver is needed. Probably not even one this long, since I thought they were back further, but the tab is right here. Screwdriver is all you really need. Just watch your polarity. If it doesn't work the first time, rotate the plug, plug it back in, and make sure your lights work. Test it before you put it together, and that's what you get.
That's going to wrap it up here for our review and install of the Raxium Axial Series LED sequential switchback side mirror marker lamps with smoked lenses, fitting the 2011 to 2016 F250 and F350 Super Duty. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, for all things Super Duty, be sure to keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.